How goes it? Welcome to Team Kid Gaming. I am Jeros, and today I just wanted to go over what I have found to be a very fast and easy way of farming the Spoils of War chests from doing online conquest. I have seen a lot of people online, like on YouTube, saying this is how you farm the arena battles to get gear, blah blah blah. And even though that's a great way of doing stuff, I found that you can usually get more gear simply by doing the online conquests, and there's a very easy way to just farm out legendary dudes this way as well. So the idea is that you take whatever your lowest place is. You don't want to do this on all of your fortresses, just one. You can keep your other fortresses high to make sure that you're still gaining the percentage bonus to your spoils once you actually finish the conquests. So you want to keep the other ones high so you can get at least a 50% bonus or more. I'm at 50% because I haven't been playing a lot, because previously the bonuses didn't actually work. There's been patches and it's actually working now, so that's great. So you want to take one and you want to basically lower it down to 0, because who really cares that much until you've got a lot of legendaries? Who cares that much about where you actually stand on the leaderboards? So you can take one place, and every time you lose, you're going to lose 25 points on your ranking. Now, if you can get this down to a fine art, I recommend just getting rid of all the other orcs in your party. You don't need to go into a party with them, because otherwise they kill stuff too quickly, and then you end up like this run where I just had to go all the way to the back of the fortress just to get something to kill me. Because the idea is you just want to die as fast as possible, which means you should also be wearing the Vendetta gear, because obviously if you've got a 2-piece of that on, then you can kill yourself faster than the enemies can kill you, because you can just use an execution and it takes away 40% of your health, so you can get yourself down to 20% nice and easy. So throw that on. So the idea is, if you can do this nice and quick, you want to go up, get over the wall, throw a couple executions on to get yourself down to 20%, and then just let something kill you, quickly get out. A round trip of this shouldn't take you more on average than 2 minutes. And the idea is just lower your stuff, lower your ranking as far as you possibly can, down to 0 or whatever the closest equivalent is. It doesn't really matter if it's not 0, a few extra points here and there isn't going to make a large difference in the whole scheme of things. So once you've bottomed out your ranking, what you want to do is turn on the ×2 Spoils of War, or the 100% bonus Spoils of War, and start completing the conquests. Now I recommend that before you turn one on, before you go and use one, put all you guys into, actually set up your conquest mode and everything else, because the bonus that actually comes with it is in real time, not in-game time. So you don't want to waste any more time than you have to once you've activated this. So make sure your conquest and stuff is all set up, because you want to try to get through as many as you possibly can in this 2-hour period. I can also not recommend enough not using legendary dudes to get this done. You might think to yourself, oh, but it's going to be nice and easy if I've got legendary dudes, they're going to go through stuff faster. Yes, I guess technically in the later part of the 2-hour period, it might make things a little bit easier on you, but the last thing you want is to lose guys to, say, oh, I don't know, a wall falling down, which does happen quite often while they're atop it. So you just want to throw white guys in, which sounds a bit racist, but the lowest level orcs, you just want to use them for this. So don't bother about wasting your legendaries or your epics like I do here. No, you just want to put those in, and there's also the chance that they'll just kill each other at random points, because in raids, that's how Enrage works sometimes, which is really frustrating. So yeah, don't use good guys, just use trash mobs. It will maybe be a little bit harder for you once you're hitting that end of 2 hours, but for the most part, doesn't really matter. And make sure you put in a couple extra than what you need. So you normally need 6 guys, just make sure you put in maybe 7 or 8, so that you don't have to go into the menus while you've already activated your 100% extra bonus stuff. You just want to go in and make sure there's a couple extra there, just so when you guys do die, because more than likely they will, I usually lose 2, 3, maybe even 4 throughout the process, but you can usually make do with like 5 captains at the end, so you're not wasting too much time in your menus. So once you start this up, it's just, yeah, nice and easy. You want to finish the conquests. You want to go through, kill everything, cap things, get to the end. And this is where the sort of time-consuming part comes into it, because you might think that, oh, I can get heaps of these done in 2 hours just by smashing stuff out. But you actually don't want gold. You want silver. Because if you get gold, you're going to be getting 100 extra rank points, which means you're going to be fighting harder guys a lot sooner. No, you want to get silver. Maybe 1 gold throughout it for an extra like 500 points isn't bad. I will do that, because it really is only going to add about 10 minutes onto removing your ranking again at the end of all this. So it's not a big issue there, and you can probably end up getting 4 Spoils of War chests out of this over the 2-hour period. So 1 gold isn't too bad, but probably do it in the later part rather than the earlier part, so you don't start fighting harder guys sooner. But you want to wait until silver, because otherwise obviously you're going to be getting 100 rank points, whereas with silver you only get 25 rank points, which means you stay lower longer. So you are going to have to sit around for a couple of minutes, generally only 3 to 4 max, depending upon how far you are through it. Sometimes once you get to the later part of the 2 hours, you usually only have to wait 1 to 2 minutes maximum if you're really smashing it out. Just find something else to do in the earlier times, like read a book or watch videos on your phone or put your washing out. It really doesn't matter, just sort of comb through that. You could even go and watch some of my other YouTube videos if you're feeling up to it. So in the lower levels, I generally leave it till there's about 20 seconds left and walk through. There's around about a 7-8 second time where you're slowly walking forward through the hallway to actually fight the guys. And then that is where you want to click your R button when they're in the middle of their little speech that they give to check out what exactly is going to be wrong with them. Beast fodder obviously is really easy to kill. You just summon a Graug and go hit them. But you want to make sure you're not doing silly things like making them enraged by shooting them in the head or something like that. So just check that there. Don't bother with, you want to minimize the amount of time, I can't stress that enough, minimize the amount of time you spend in your menus, because you will just waste your 2 hour precious thing. And you can normally get 10, if you push it, you can sometimes get 10. I usually average 9 conquests out of the 2 hour period, but you can get 10 if you force it really hard and just smash through stuff as quickly as possible. So a round trip on these usually takes somewhere between 10 and 15 minutes. It kind of just depends on exactly how long your load times are and that sort of thing, how many times you have to sit through the orcs going on about how great they are before they fight you. Also, things you need to notice are, say, at the end, if you can kill them, or kill the orcs without having to actually execute them, then they won't give a little speech when they die either. So if you can just shoot them in the head to finish them, then it'll automatically kill them. And you can save yourself 30 seconds on each of the fights, which can equate to the ability to actually finish another one before you finish. This is all about time management. You just got to think about what the fastest ways of doing things are. So if you can save 30 seconds or to a minute on each of the runs, then you can possibly fit an entire extra one in at the end of it all. I usually finish my 10th one just over, about, somewhere between 3 to 5 minutes over. So yeah, if you can save yourself time here and there, then you might actually be able to beat that and just get a full 10 into your 2 hour period. If you do throw a gold win in here, like I did in this run, you'll usually end up with 4 Spores of War chests at the end of the 2 hour period, which I think is pretty decent. And I also got 10 chests, obviously, from completing the missions. You don't really care about too much what's in them at this level when you're doing this, which is generally max level. You don't really care about anything other than legendaries for the most part. So these low level garbage things you're going to be getting, they don't matter at all. You just break them down for Mirren, and you can generally end up getting around about 15k Mirren from these, which also equates to more loot boxes that you can buy. You can see that I have purchased quite a lot of the loot boxes to just sort of fill my stuff with trash mobs to spend on farming legendaries, or to fill out the rest of my ranks with some epics if I want to. So yeah, that's it. I just felt like I should make a video about it because I haven't really seen this anywhere. I've been searching on YouTube to see if anybody else had done it, and most people were talking more about farming other stuff and farming Mirren and whatnot, not necessarily legendary guys or a quicker way to do this. And I feel as though this really is the easiest way to farm legendaries in the game. It's a little bit time consuming, and if you don't care too much about your ranking, then you just level up your other forts, get them higher, which means you'll get extra bonuses in this, make sure their defenses are high, and you can just gut one of your forts, whichever one you care the least about, I guess, and then you just use the legendaries you're farming from this to make the other ones better, to raise your other forts so that you can get a higher percentage rating. So yeah, if you like the content, feel free to like and or subscribe. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you next time.